Donkeys are intelligent, curious, gentle, and social members of the equine family. It's these traits that make them valuable as companions, therapy animals, pack animals on a trail or a farm, for breeding to raise mules, and in some cases even for livestock protection. Whether you already have a donkey or are considering bringing one to your farm, this video will help you understand the unique issues faced by donkey owners and caregivers in Pennsylvania. A donkey's natural habitat is the dry, rocky, semi-arid areas with sparse vegetation that are more similar to the Mediterranean and the southwestern United States than to the humid climate, seasonal extremes, and lush vegetation of Pennsylvania and other northeastern states. As such, donkeys have an efficient metabolism designed to get the most from low-quality forages, shrubs, and trees. The high nutritional value in improved pastures, legume hay or alfalfa, and grain-based feeds can easily lead to obesity and increase the risk of laminitis and hyperlipidemia. These issues become more prevalent and apparent with age, and given that donkeys can live 30 years or more, being mindful of their nutrition from a young age will help them thrive. Donkeys should be fed a high-fiber, low-sugar diet consisting of straw, first-cutting hay, and supplemental minerals. As with other livestock, they should also have access to clean water at all times. Managing nutrition is a major consideration for those using donkeys as livestock guardians. The lush pasture that benefits livestock like cattle, goats, and sheep is precisely the situation that can be damaging to a donkey. A grazing muzzle may be an option to help control grass intake, but intentionally limiting time on pasture may be an easier long-term solution. Another consideration is that unlike horses, donkeys' coats do not thicken before the winter, and they lack oils needed to shed water easily, so donkeys require access to year-round shelter. A three-sided run-in shed can be used for donkeys actively working as livestock guardians. Otherwise, a well-ventilated pole barn or shed with straw bedding can provide appropriate protection and an ideal space to control and monitor feeding. In addition to limiting pasture and providing shelter, a third component of creating a healthy donkey environment is maintaining a heavy use or dry lot area. This is a fenced area with minimal or no vegetation, often adjacent to or near shelter. When sited correctly and created using stone dust or gravel, it provides an outdoor space with solid footing that lacks the mud, standing water, and wet grass that can cause hoof issues. There are a variety of ways to build heavy use areas, but it is important to consider potential drainage and runoff issues when choosing a location. Your local conservation district, USDA NRCS office, grazing advisor, or extension office may be able to help provide support in siting or designing a heavy use area. Beyond the infrastructure required for donkeys, there are several health-related considerations. Donkeys have teeth that are continuously erupting and require floating or filing twice yearly. This can be done by your regular vet or an equine dentist. Like horses, donkeys need to have their hooves trimmed every 6 to 10 weeks. But because their hoof anatomy is different than horses, it's important to identify a farrier with donkey experience. Regular handling and grooming allows owners to observe body condition changes and other health issues. It reduces stress associated with vet and farrier visits and improves the experience for both the professional and the donkey. Handling sessions may also provide an opportunity for mentally stimulating enrichment activities. General engagement, handling, toys, and daily enrichment activities all help stave off boredom that can lead to destructive behavior and even depression. It is also important to remember that donkeys are social animals and require companionship. They form strong bonds and when separated may become anxious, distressed, or even depressed. Donkeys do best with other donkeys, but they may bond with horses or mules. Donkeys have a strong territorial instinct, which is the element that is appealing when considered for a livestock guardian role. Through intentional and careful introduction, donkeys may adjust to being with other livestock, such as cattle, sheep, and goats, especially when the donkey is a foal or yearling. If successful, it may still take several months for a donkey and livestock to be fully integrated. Donkeys often don't trust dogs, whether guardian dogs, family pets, or coyotes, and can act out, causing injury or even death. Also, without appropriate introduction, any donkey, and especially intact males, may be aggressive with other livestock. In fact, intact males should not be considered for guardian roles. Anyone considering donkeys as livestock guardians should talk with experienced grazers using donkeys as guardians, successfully and unsuccessfully, as well as your current equine vet and farrier who can help identify issues specific to your farm and make recommendations for professionals who are experienced with donkeys. If you already have a donkey but weren't aware of the issues impacting donkeys in Pennsylvania or other temperate and continental regions, don't be alarmed. First, evaluate the environment you already have and what you're able to provide. Then talk with your equine vet to identify any health concerns. And then you can start implementing socialization and enrichment opportunities while taking steps to build appropriate shelter, establish grazing limits and balanced nutrition, and install heavy use or exercise areas as you're able. A small amount of planting and care can ensure a rewarding experience and many years of help and companionship with your donkeys.